All right, today we are looking at angle relationships. So there are 4 different types of angle relations that we're going to look at. So one type is going to deal with a central angle. Another is going to be an inscribed angle. A third will be an interior angle. And the fourth will be an exterior angle. So we're going to go through these one at a time, seeing how they connect and how we can solve them. So these are all connecting an angle to an arc. So let's start with the central angle. We looked at these back in our very first lesson. So with a central angle, the central angle is going to be the same as the connected arc. So if we look, here you can see we have this circle. We've got arc BA and angle BQA. So we know that the arc BA is equal to 100 degrees. We're looking for the measure of angle AQB. So A to Q to B. We want this angle right here. Since this is a central angle, it is the same as the arc. So if the arc is 100, our angle is also 100 degrees. So our rule for this, we're going to write a rule down here at the bottom, is that our angle equals the arc. So the angle equals arc. Central angles are really easy. It's the same thing. Whatever the arc is, the angle is the same. Next, we'll have an inscribed angle. So this means this is an angle inside our circle. So if we see here, we've got this angle ASB. All 3 points are touching the circle. That's what makes it inscribed. So it's inside, ASB. So here we have that the arc BA is 100 degrees. So for our central angle, they were the same. With an inscribed angle, we want to divide it by 2. So I'm going to take the arc, so I'm going to take that 100 degrees and divide it by 2. When I do that, I'll get that my inscribed angle, or angle ASB, is 50 degrees. So the rule that we would use for this is that our angle is equal to the arc divided by 2. If we go the other way, if we are looking for the arc, it's going to be 2 times the angle. So that means that if we say that ASB is 50 degrees, 50 times 2 gets me 100. If you have questions about that, you can pause and ask. Okay, so centrals are the same. Inscribed angles are half. Next, we're going to look at an interior angle. So interior means all the angles are inside the circle. So if we look, we've got a couple things going on here. We can see we have the arc BA. Arc BA is 100. But then we also have this little arc down here, CD, which is 40. And if you can notice in our question, we're looking for AIB. So here I want A to I to B. So I want this angle right here in between those two arcs. So since these angles are inside the circle, we're putting things in, so we're going to add. So what this means is I want to take my 100 and I want to take my 40 and I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to do 100 plus the 40 and then we're going to divide by 2. So 100 plus 40 gets me 140. If I divide 140 by 2, I'll end up with 70 degrees. So our rule for our interior angles is our angle, let me get this in the same color. Our angle is equal to arc plus arc divided by 2. So if we put it in, put it together, we're adding arc plus arc, divide by 2. But the last one we're going to look at is an exterior angle. So this is where our angle is going to be outside of the circle. So again, we have this BA, which is still here. BA is still 100 degrees. We have our second arc of CD, which is still 40. But this time in the question, we're looking for AEB. So that means I want A all the way down to E, back out to B. So we're looking for this angle here. And this angle, you can see, is outside of the circle. It is exterior. So whenever we take something out, this is where we're going to subtract. So I'm going to take my bigger arc, which is underneath my picture, but it's 100. And I'm going to subtract the little arc, which is 40. And then again, we will divide by 2. So when I subtract 100 minus 40, leaves me with 60. And 60 divided by 2 leaves me with 30 degrees. All right, so if I go down to write my rule for this last one, this last rule would be angle equals arc minus arc divide by 2. So I'll write these titles above these. Central angles are the same. Angle equals arc. Inscribed angles, there's only one arc, so we take that arc, divide it by 2. An interior, so that means the angle is inside the circle. You have 2 arcs, you add them together, divide by 2. And lastly is an exterior angle. Again, you have 2 arcs. This time the angle is outside of the circle, so we'll subtract those 2 arcs and divide by 2. If you have any questions about this, please ask. You've got a class kick to practice, so you can head over to the practice and start trying to work through these different problems. Let me or Ms. B know if you have any questions. Good luck.